Greetings, Knicks fans, man. This is your boy, Evil the Any Star, host of the Knicks podcast. Bam! Back again with another live podcast. Yeah, man. So we're gonna get right into it, man. This is a live mock draft kind of special. So if anybody out there is tuning in, that's what we're doing today, man. NBA live draft, live mock draft. Because we got the lottery tomorrow. That's like the biggest day in probably Knicks history, man. Because I mean, we got RJ Barrett, we got Mitchell Robinson. You know, we can't think about the past, whatever. We just have to move forward. And moving forward is definitely this lottery. Nothing else is going on as far as Knicks. We're not playing in the bubble. They're talking about getting some workouts and stuff and organized workouts and all that other stuff. But the most important thing right now for a Knicks fan is the lottery, man. So we're just gonna get right into it. So let's pull up. This is actually my favorite draft site of all time. It's NBADraft.net. If you're not familiar with it, they've changed it so many times, man. I believe this is one of the first ones. There used to be NBA Draft. I forgot what it's called. NBA Draft Express. I know they changed their name and then they changed it to something else, whatever. But NBADraft.net, it's been around for a long time, man. I want to say like damn near 20 years. Is it 20 years? Do I dare go back that far? I know it's been out for a while, man. So anyway, this used to be my go-to spot. But the current go-to spot, I want to say B. This might be B, but A, of course, is Tankathon. So we'll get to that later on. But anyway, let's just get into this. The prospects, all of our draft prospects. So let's read them off, man. For the like the first lot, the lottery picks are going to be like the first 13 or so picks or whatever. So I'll read up to 16 just to give guys some names here. So we got Anthony Edwards, he's a shooting guard. We got LaMelo Ball, point guard. Obi Toppin, power forward. This is their particular mock draft. This was posted on August 4th. So we can get into Killian Hayes, another point guard. Denny, all these names are crazy. Adija from Israel is a small forward. You got Tyler Halliburton, we got James Wiseman, which is he fell in the draft because James Wiseman was rumored to be number one in all the rankings when this all started, but he fell, because of everything that he was going through in the beginning of the year or whatever. Then we got another crazy name here. I know you can see it. Onike Okongu. I would never ever pronounce that name right unless the Knicks draft him. But we got Isaac Okuro. We got Patrick Williams. Precious Achiuwa. Precious is probably my favorite out of everybody here. That's a name that was actually in the second round up until maybe a week and a half ago. They had his name in the second round. Then it went into the lower first round. Now all of a sudden he's cracked into the lottery. So that's a name to keep an eye on, man. Precious Achiuwa. You got Aaron Naismith is a small forward, shooting guard kind of hybrid. Theo Meldon. That's like a point guard, yeah. He's another French guy. There's a couple French guys in this draft. Cole Anthony, of course, and what's that? Jameis Ramsey. There's a couple other names too that you can notice, like a guy named Nico Manning. Nico Manning was in the top 10 early in the year. Now he's all the way down to 21. You got another guy, RJ Hampton. RJ Hampton was top 5 at one point, but now he's all the way down to 24. You can just go down online, man. There's a couple guys in the second round too that are ranked, because this is not all set in stone. This is just just an informed guess, I guess, with whatever. So there's a lot of names in that second round. Trey Jones from Duke, sophomore. He's in the second round. I want to believe last year they had him in the first round, late first round. A couple other names. What do I notice here? Not right off the bat. Nothing jumps out in my eyes right now. Aduka Azubuike, that's a center. That's the guy that they have projected for number 30. But anyway, I'm just reading out some names, man. So what happens when this draft comes in? When this lottery comes in? Who are we picking exactly? What are we going to pick for need? Are we going to pick for just best player available? Or are we going to look to trade? There's a whole lot of different scenarios and stuff like that. But if you want to go to just with the projected thing, if everything was to stay the same without any lottery jumps or drops, they got Golden State drafting Anthony Edwards. Now, to me, I don't really know about that because Anthony Edwards, he's a shooting guard. I don't really care what anybody else says about him being a point guard, and some people even say throw him at the power forward spot. So like the way that people think about basketball now is just so so random. I really don't know, because it's just the 3-point shot. The 3-point shot is kind of ruining basketball, and it's just ruined the way people look at basketball. So everyone's like, oh, he needs to shoot the three. Yeah, but I mean, there's so much basketball. There's so much game. You know what I'm saying, that it can't just end all at basketball. Like even I want to bring up the guy again, Aduko Azubuike. He's pretty good, and they got him going number 38 to the Knicks here in this mock draft. And I mean, that like, and Eris Pass, a dude like that would definitely be like first round. So anyway, it's just interesting, man. So I mean, Golden State, like if you look at that team, what do they really need? Because they're you want to talk about Curry. Curry's coming back, and then Klay Thompson he's coming back. They got the dude from Minnesota, the great Canadian, super Canadian. They got him there, and then like, what do they really need? They really need like some type of big man, So I know they got Draymond Green, but the game kind of went small because of them, but now the game is kind of getting big again, because you can see in the bubble there's been a lot of physicality, whatever, and especially in the Lakers. The Lakers first round game the other night, the big man were kind of prominent. You know what I'm saying? Because you got the kid from Portland. You also got Whiteside, backing them up and stuff like that. It was physical, so it was like, like the Lakers going forward, they're gonna be looking to get somebody to go up against that type of thing, because to me that was kind of like the X factors. There was really no answer for like the big men that Portland had, outside of Dame and CJ, of course. But you gotta be careful about how you pick. So I really don't know what Golden State would do there, because it's a team that has everything except really big men. So would they go like to like the traditional James Wiseman pick, that he was like the number one center? He was a number one draft prospect in the beginning, before the season started. So would they go back to James Wiseman? Because James Wiseman, truth be told, is Mitchell Robinson, basically. Mitchell Robinson with maybe like a little bit more muscle, but they're basically the same player, like a rim runner. Doesn't really have too much of a post game or anything like that. But that's really all Golden State really needs is a rim runner, and especially with the shooters that they have and the ball handlers that they have in Curry, Pastors, and Draymond, and all this and the other. They really need somebody that can finish on the inside. Now, do they also take a look at Obi Toppin, somebody that's skilled at 6'9" or whatever? He's gonna do some power forward work and stuff like that. But and you already have your enforcer, so you're gonna need somebody with some kind of finesse, because at this point you got to look at Draymond Green as the enforcer. So you don't really care what happens to Draymond Green, because he's not really going to affect the game so much. With with Wiggins, that was the name I was trying to get before. That's an offensive talent, and Klay and Curry, and whoever else they got off the bench and stuff like that. They're probably going to need another skill player at the forwards, at the big forward spot, or the center. So it's like this is what Golden State is. I hate to be Golden State. You know what I'm saying? It's somebody that they're so good that like who do you draft? So I mean, like, if they was to get Anthony Edwards, it kind of would like spoil everything for me. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, he's not gonna start. He's not gonna really. He'll probably be like the first guy off the bench type of thing. Maybe Wiggins might, but I mean, people talk too much about Wiggins. Wiggins is a proven scorer in the NBA. He's gone like 18, 25, up in the 20s, for some years. So I mean, consistency might be a problem with him, but I mean, the guy is clearly a scorer, so you can't completely shit on him, especially for a kid that hasn't played an NBA game. So I mean, outside of Golden State, you can go into Cleveland. Cleveland, like they got him. I'm taking the Melo Ball, but what would Cleveland do with a point guard? They already have like a million point guards. So, what would be the point of them drafting LaMelo Ball? So that's something to think about too. Like for Cleveland, they actually would need a shooting guard. So Anthony Edwards actually would be a better pick for them. But in this scenario, with just if nothing changes, you got Golden State taking Anthony Edwards according to these guys. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, like, all things considered, let's say Golden State takes James Wiseman just to keep it funky, right? And then Cleveland takes Melo Ball. That would be okay. But take a look at Minnesota. Minnesota's another team they wouldn't need a point guard because I mean they just got this guy you know how does it feel what's his name, D'Angelo. They got D'Angelo over there, so they don't need a point guard. They have a big man, in Cat over there, so they have a little bit of talent, so they wouldn't need a big man, so they wouldn't need Obi, they wouldn't need Tyrese. I'm excuse me, not Tyrese, James Wiseman. So and then they wouldn't need a point guard. So drafting a point guard for them wouldn't be. But I mean, I guess you could slide D'Angelo to the shooting guard spot. But I mean, I hate that sliding shit, man. Like if a guy's a point guard, you just gotta run with him. He's still young. If he's been a point guard his whole career, let him be the point guard. You know what I'm saying? Why you gonna slide him into a position that he's not used to? You know what I'm saying? So I guess Minnesota could go point guard here, but is Killian Hayes somebody that you really want? Tyrese Halliburton. These are guys that people have never heard of. Well, Tyrese Halliburton I've kind of seen play, but I mean Killian Hayes is just an entity. Nobody's really seen him play because I mean he didn't play internationally, like as far as like the USA squad or anything like that. So I mean like all we get is these like little video clips of Killian, and I mean like he shows some skill, but I mean what are we really looking at here? Because I could look at anybody's YouTube page with all these different influencers and stuff like that, and I can see a player that we could draft based on their highlights and stuff like that. So I mean, Killian's highlights are not really so spectacular that I'm like, damn, let me draft him number 4. You know what I'm saying? And then look how they have it number 4. Number 4, if all things don't change, it's Atlanta. So why would Atlanta take a point guard? They got him taking on Killian Hayes. It just really doesn't make any sense why they choose these things. I guess this is more like a big board. But I mean, they also have a big board page on NBADraft.net. So I mean, this is kind of like bugged out. So then fast forward down to Detroit. Why would Detroit take a forward? You know what I'm saying? Detroit, I guess Detroit would probably need like the best player available. But I don't know if Denny would be the guy that they would pick over there. And also too, like Detroit, they're gonna need some talent. So I mean, Killian Hayes, somebody that's gonna be sitting around for a while. I'm not sure if he's going to come in and produce right away. Tyrese Halliburton, if he's available for them, I don't know if he's like a sexy enough talent for them to take there. And then you could just scroll down to like Devin Vassell. That's a name that everyone keeps talking about. Like are these players that they really would pick to go to Detroit? And like Detroit is kind of annoying because right now they're in front of us. If everything was to stay the same, they're in front of us. So they're the type of team that they would just draft a person. They would just be the team to draft the guy that we want at number 6. So down to number 6, they got us taking Tyrese Halliburton. I mean, Tyrese Halliburton's okay. He's not, like I say, he's not somebody that's like, oh my God, we're gonna be so great if we get him. To me, it just seems like another dude that's probably just gonna sit around. Because I'm not sure if he's better than some of the G League guys that we have. I'm not sure if he's better than the dude we just picked up for ISO Zoa. I'm not even sure if that what's his name, Harper. I'm not even sure if he's better than Harper. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, this draft is kind of crazy, man. And then just like right now in August we were already being summer league. So all the workouts and stuff like that, we haven't had a chance to look at any of these guys do any camps, do any workouts with teams, do any scrimmages or anything of that nature. So I mean, this is kind of tough for average fans to really get their hands on, to get their really eyes and mind wrapped around. But like just looking at it from the outside, like how do these teams even draft? Like Chicago, they got them drafting Wiseman at center. That's the last thing they need over there as a center. They wouldn't drafted big men the last couple few years or so. And they invested so much money in the forwards position. So I mean, like, they really don't need a big man. If anything, in Chicago, they need a point guard themselves. So I mean, like, who else is available outside of the main guys that everybody keeps talking about? You're talking about Killian Hayes and Halliburton, right? What are the other point guards here? So I mean, Cole Anthony is one, but would a team like Chicago take Cole Anthony so high there at number 7? I kind of like Cole Anthony because I actually got to see him play live at over here in Queens at Malloy, because he was playing for Malloy for a little while. So I got to actually see him play before he got the dreads and stuff like that. I thought he was a monster. He was a beast. There was nobody like on his level. That's why he ended up going to where did he go, to Oak Hill or wherever school that he went to. That's why he went there, because the talent level in New York City, he was just so much better than everybody. Especially in the Catholic League. So this kid is good, man. I don't he had that knee surgery and stuff like that. He might have a little bit of problems with his knees. I don't really don't like the way that he shifts with his knees and stuff like that. So that's something to look at as well. But I'm a fan of Cole Anthony. Then like some of these other names like Devin Vessel. Yeah, I mean, like I've seen little highlights of him, and let's click Devin Hessel. NBA Draft.net like to use player comparisons and stuff like that. So see what this internet is going to do here. So they compare him to Kelly Oubre and Kent Bazemore. You got some sites wanna dare put Scottie Pippen with somebody like Vassell. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I don't know about that. People forget the history. They forget how good certain players are, and they just kind of just throw stuff out there. So I mean, I really don't know like who these teams would pick. Like Chicago, I mean, like they would definitely not pick a center. I would think they would need a point guard. If not, then they're a team they might end up trading that pick, because like I really like Precious Achiuwa. I think Precious Achiuwa is probably like the best forward out of these forwards that I see here. Out of like say Denny. Denny's probably more skilled than him. But outside of Denny, who else is here? I mean, you're looking at Isaac Okuro. Isaac Okuro is okay, but he's a little short. You know what I'm saying? Patrick Williams, I've seen him play a couple times. He's pretty good as well. But I think Precious, I really wish that Precious and Cole Anthony teamed up. I wish that Precious went to UNC and they could rock with each other, because those guys are like good friends, and they were playing AAU and the summer circuit together like the last few years and stuff like that. So I'm surprised they didn't play with each other. So that would have been cool, whatever, outside of this COVID thing. Yeah, man. So all right, since we're here, let's see who's chiming in here. So I know we got some guys on Sportscaster. Sportscaster, what's up? We got Wizard Warrior. Thank you for the 50 tickets. I appreciate you. We got yeah, baby. We got Hockey Guy 22228. What else we got here? We got they Cali Me Lily. Yeah, your names are crazy, man. Running High, that's a dope name. Thank you for the follow, man. Thank you for anybody that's following me on Sportscast, man. I appreciate you guys, man. So I have you guys on a separate screen so I can keep an eye on the chat. But I'm also keeping an eye on Facebook and Twitter here. So I got State of New York Knicks, man. Yo, man, what's good, man? I should have hit you up. I don't know how your work schedule is and stuff like that, man. But you're watching here from Twitter. So if you're available, man, hit me up on Twitter. No, excuse me. Hit me up on IG if you're available. And let's see if I can we can do something here. Yeah, man. But I'm just talking draft here. So just checking out the the chats and stuff like that. Let's give you some love here, man. What are you talking about? You say you still hurt over the Porzingis thing? Still hurt over Porzingis. I try to tell fans, you just really need to get over it, because I mean this is something that happened so long ago that now we're setting the table now for 2020. So we already made the trade, whatever. There's nothing we can do about it. And if Porzingis really wanted to be here, he would still be here, because whatever was happening with him and his brother, whatever power moves they were trying to get down with the Knicks, the Knicks organization wasn't with it. So I mean, it's this whole water under the bridge, spilled milk and all that stuff. And quiet as kept, him and Luka were trying to hook up with each other for the longest, man. No rainbow, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, it's no here nor there. But shout out to you, State of New York Knicks. That's Slizzy. Yeah, man. I gotta remember to hit you guys up before I start this thing, man, so we could so I can get somebody to go back and forth with. So anyway, let's just get right into the Tankathon. So let's load up Tankathon. Tankathon right now is probably like the hottest the hottest draft site right now, because for obvious reasons they have a mock draft simulator. So let's just take a look at it. So we got the NBA lottery simulator. Let's see who they have. Of course, this is the regular lineup here. So let's see who they have in their mock draft. So in the mock draft, they actually still have James Wiseman as the number one. When was the last time this was updated? This was updated 12 days ago. So as far as basically 2 weeks ago, they still got James Wiseman as number one. So let's just get into who they would pick, as far as Tankathon for for like the number one pick, and I'll mess around with the rest of the picks. So anyway, you got Golden State taking Wiseman. I mean, that's like the obvious person to pick for them because that's the only real type of player they need. But Draymond Green is not an offensive player; he's a passer, And then this guy Wiggins is a receiver. He's not somebody that's good that you want to be dribbling the ball because you got Curry and Clay's not going to do too much dribbling. He's a ball mover, but he's going to make shots and stuff like that. So it's interesting to see what they're going to do, because I don't want to shit on Draymond. He's not really a scorer, but he is a facilitator for them. So I mean, it'll be interesting to see how this works, man, because you're going to throw a rookie into this mix. Maybe Golden State might do well making a trade for somebody. You know what I'm saying, with that number one pick, because there's definitely some players here, and even in the lottery that it can actually move to get that number one pick. Let's do that for a second. Let's just go to like the lower end of the lottery. Say like I don't know, like the Raptors. I don't know about the Raptors, but like maybe a team like Boston, they might want to trade up to get the number one pick. The Bucks might do that because the Bucks don't really have a way to get better, really, because they're not a team that has a lot of money or whatever, so it's going to be hard for them to get better. They're going to need rookies, circulating or whatever. So I'm just looking. Miami Heat, I don't know. See, like Denver has excess talent that they can trade. You just go down there on Philly. I don't know. Like I said, this lottery I know is exciting for tomorrow because we're gonna know where we're gonna pick. But leading up to the draft is gonna be so confusing. Like I don't know who we're gonna pick. So anyway, Cleveland, they got Cleveland. Anthony Edwards, I think that's a perfect spot for Cleveland, to pick Anthony Edwards because they absolutely need a shooting guard. Minnesota. I don't know about Minnesota getting LaMelo Ball because, like I said, you could slide, D'Angelo over, but and have Melo Ball being a point guard. But I mean, I guess that could work, because I mean, you need as much passes out there to be looking for Cat to get him in the best positions to score and stuff like that. But I really don't. I ain't gonna hate, man. I guess that would be pretty good. Atlanta, I'm taking Denny. They're gonna need like someone to pass to. Trey Burke. He's gonna need extra people to pass to. Then also Denny's a good facilitator himself, so that ball's gonna come back, and that's what Trey needs because he got that jump shot. So that actually would be a good place for Denny. Then here goes Detroit. Detroit is the one that's gonna be like the team that's gonna like put like the monkey, to put the wrench into the equation. And they got them taking Killian Hayes. Can somebody chime in and tell me what is the fascination with Killian Hayes? Because I never seen him go up against any kind of talent for them to be saying that he's that good. Now I mean Tyrese Halliburton, I mean I can compare them both they're kind of similar, except at least I've seen Tyrese Halliburton actually play against talent that I respect. International players, it's really hard to measure, man, unless you're out there, watching those games and knowing who these players are and where they come from and whatever the type of talent that's going on over there. You have to really be like about that life, you know what I'm saying? And most Americans aren't, especially me. I'm not going to talk about Killian Hayes because I never seen the kid play. I never seen him put sweat on the ground. You know what I'm saying? Isaac Okoro, yeah, you know what I'm saying? He's pretty good, but I mean, he kind of reminds me of like Quentin Richardson a little bit, So I'm not really a fan of his too much, but I guess he's all right. So I mean, you can just go down. The rest of it is just kind of like a snooze. But it's funny here they got Cole Anthony a lot higher than NBA draft that Net has. But look where they got him. They got him going to Washington. That doesn't make no sense. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it's fun to go to these different sites, but I mean, like, how do they even determine like these picks? How do they like say, oh, this is this is even acceptable? Because I mean, I guess you want to have John Wall, and then you have Cole Anthony to back him up. But I mean, I would think a team that would need a point guard would be the one to pick the point guard. You know what I'm saying? Then Obi Toppin to Phoenix. A lot of mock drafts, have Obi Toppin in the top five. So it's interesting to see him down there at in the top 10. Devin Vessel is another enigma. Aaron Naismith is another guy. I'm not sure if NBA Draft.net mentioned him. He goes RJ Hampton a lot higher than most people. Sadiq Bey is another guy that no one's talking about. I'm not even sure if Sadiq Bey was even on the NBA draft mock draft. It's just interesting, man. But like I said, I keep saying I really like Precious, man. Precious is one of my favorite college guys. Just go down the line. I'm just trying to see any names here. There goes Trey Jones. Trey Jones made it into the first round on Tankathon. Yeah, so I mean, Jaden McDaniels was at Washington. I'm not really familiar with him. I had to do my research, whatever. But I mean, he looks like a skinny guy, 6'10". I mean, that's the thing too, man. Is it like the wave now with the big man as far as the kids coming up? Like there's no post play. There's no guys playing in the post. There's no guys that do moves in the post. Everybody are basically just rim runners. You know what I'm saying? So he's just the best rim runner. So I mean, I'm like I said, I'm not really like a fan of that, man. Either they're rim runner or a 3-point shooter as a big man, or both. And to me that's just whack to me, man. I don't know, man. So since we're here at Tankathon, the whole big thing with Tankathon is their lottery, the simulation. So I want to make sure we get on the right spot. All right, so that's the mock draft, right? So let's just hit the sim. So I can't tell you how many times I hit that sim. As a fan of basketball, I can't even tell you how many times I hit it. I can't. I'm quite sure a lot of you guys out there have hit that simulation a million times trying to get the Knicks to be number one or at least the top five. But from my experience, whatever, I feel like it's rigged because no matter how many times I can hit it 20 times and the Knicks would never be on the number one pick. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I guess we have like a 9% chance or whatever our percent chance is to get the number one pick. But I mean, come on, man. If I hit it like 100 times, I got to get it at least 9 times, right? 9%, 100 out of 100. Is that how it works? Anyway, man, so I think it's rigged. But anyway, so let's see what we can do on the first thing. So we're gonna do it like this: 1, 2, 3, go. Is that for real? Is that for real? Let me make that a little bit bigger. Is this for real? All right, so on the first click, like I swear to God, I might have did like a few takes on this, before I started, and then like right here on the first hit, the Knicks get the first pick. So, yeah, I hope I didn't jinx it, whatever. But I hope this is like good luck, man. Let me rub on the brim, tap the logo or something like that. If the Knicks get the number one pick, man, I can't tell you if I'm gonna be able to make it to work the next day. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, that's just the answer for me. That just like Tankathon here, they got Melo Ball. That's exactly who I would be going for. Because I'm like I said, I'm not really a fan of Anthony Edwards. I think Anthony Edwards is basically RJ Barrett, and I like RJ Barrett better, and because I'm not really a fan of Anthony Edwards' handle. I'm not really a fan of the way that he scores the basketball because, like I said, he's basically like RJ. Except like I said, I like RJ better. RJ seems to be more focused, and then Anthony Edwards just seemed to be like, okay, I have talent, and that's it. Just kind of just going, yeah, I'm just better than everybody. Look what I do. To me, I don't really see like a sense of urgency or a sense of like, yo, I'm here to bang out. I'm here to carry my team, or I'm here to do anything. I really just don't get that vibe from him. So I kind of want to stay clear of Anthony Edwards, but the Melo Ball, he has a way about him as well. But the flair when he passes that ball, he was doing it in Australia. Australia is a rough league. His team wasn't particularly good. They were like a losing team, but they did give him a shot to play, and he put up numbers. He put up 19, 8, and basically 8 in Australia. That's pretty good for a young kid, man. 18, what is it? 18.9 years they got him listed as. You know what I'm saying? So like, you can't sugarcoat, or you can't like belittle those numbers because he was playing against grown men. A lot of those guys there were given our all-star teams that we send out to the Olympics, they're giving them fits. You know what I'm saying? So these guys are overseas, you got to give them their respect. To a certain extent, at least the ones that are performing on the highest level like that, you got to give them respect. So I mean, these are the type of guys that are in the Australian league. I want to say Australia might be like the third strongest league, or definitely up there. Because Europe, you got the Spanish league, you got the Polish league, and all this stuff like that. China's still kind of like on the bottom. You got the Philippines and stuff like that. But if you want to say big three, outside of the U.S., Australia is definitely there. So I mean, we've been watching this kid since he's been like his freshman in high school. And he was good then. Half court shots, the handle was there, but the progression of him as a player, the polish, that he's still able to be flashy and this, that, and the other, and he caught his growth spurt and this, that, and everything else. So we got to see him grow up. So I mean, right now he's you can see the confidence in his eyes, man. I don't have a picture of him, right now, but I mean, you can see he just has that like Jason Kidd kind of like real smoothness, right? But his game is nasty. You know what I'm saying? So to me, a guy like LaMelo Ball has that killer. Like he has that killer vibe about him, that something that Anthony Edwards doesn't have. This guy RJ Barrett. RJ Barrett has that killer vibe about him. You know what I'm saying? So that's the type of guy that I would like on the Knicks. So I mean, I feel like Melo Ball will fit right into that, and we know that Melo Ball is not afraid to scrap. Because he slapped that kid in Europe and got himself in trouble. And he had a couple scuffles in Australia too. He wasn't letting these guys. He's not gonna let you bully him. So that's good there too. So and of course he's already a superstar too. So him coming to New York, that'll be like it sounds like a Joe Namath kind of thing. Because he already has his the big baller brand. I don't know if they're gonna try to bring it back if he gets drafted to the Knicks. Of course his dad is gonna be involved. That's gonna come with it. But we really need that point guard, man. 6'7" point guard with the flash that he has, the scoring ability, and things of that nature. That's something that the Knicks need, man. We need that flash. We need somebody to be a threat coming down the basketball court, and we need somebody that's gonna actively be trying to give the ball up. RJ Barrett needs his reps. If we keep Julius Randle needs a point guard. He can't be the point guard. He needs a point guard to give him the ball because with a full head of steam, you can't really stop Julius Randle. He's one of the best forwards, moving with the ball. He's a great finisher. So we can just keep going here. So like I said, Anthony Edwards. I don't know about Anthony Edwards. Well, I mean, Anthony Edwards actually will be like my hopeful pick for Minnesota. Because Minnesota they really kind of need like a shooting guard, really. I wouldn't say point guard so much. So that would be a good pick for them. James Wiseman at center. I don't know what's going on with these. I know this is simulated, but they put the simulation in, so they actually make these picks ahead of time, or whatever. So I mean, they got Cleveland taking Wiseman. That doesn't make any sense. All of a sudden, this guy, Onyike. I'm sorry, the mascot of the guy's name, man. We'll get to know him once he gets drafted. But they got him being drafted by Charlotte in this particular draft, which is good. Charlotte would love to get a player like that because they don't have a big man. They really don't have a big man over there. Denny to Golden State, that actually will be pretty good. Obi Toppin to Atlanta. I don't know about that because they got plenty of big men over there. What else we got here? Killian Hayes back to Detroit again. I'm really not a fan of him, man. Tyrese Halliburton. I can see him going to the Bulls. Just go down the line. We got Cole Anthony to Phoenix. Phoenix loves their point guards. And like I said, you just go down the line. So you got Sadiq Bey. That's another guy. He's going to New Orleans. You know what I'm saying? Like as you go here, you just kind of just like all this talent. RJ Hampton to Orlando. Precious to Boston. Like why? Because they already got two players that play exactly like him over there. So I mean, it's interesting, man. Freaking back is itching. Yeah, but it's just interesting all these names here, man. Like I'm so anxious to see these guys in scrimmages and stuff like that. Like I said, Nico Mannion was like, he was like top 10 like in the beginning of the season. So they go Trey Jones there. All right, so since we're here, let's just go back to like their normal mock draft. So this is their normal mock draft. So let's just go down. Let's start talking about that late pick. Their late pick with the Knicks there. We're gonna be picking 27. But let's see what's going on here. So we got Sportscaster still here. Sportscaster still nothing going on there. Yo man, Sportscaster, I'm starting to get a little bit disappointed with you guys, man. If you're watching a Sportscaster, hit me up in the chat and let's get some topics going on here. So the regular guys here in the comments, anybody tuning in on Twitter, I see a couple people's there, and also on Facebook. There's a couple people on Facebook. So if you're tuning in, hit me up on the chat, and I can put you, right up on the screen here, just like this, and we can get some of your comments up there and shed some light to you guys, man. So I'll leave that there just so y'all can be aware. So let's talk about this 27th pick. So the 27th pick, man. I mean, I kind of wish that they didn't lock it in, because then it would give incentive for me to watch these playoffs, man. Because I'm not really interested in watching the Clippers play whoever they're gonna play. You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of expecting them to advance. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I'm not really enthusiastic about the people that they're playing. So I kind of wish that whoever they're playing, those games counted to that number rising or dropping, because if the Clippers got eliminated out of the first round, and now you're talking about the Knicks getting what's the lottery at 14, the Knicks getting the 15th, 16th, or 17th pick, that should be amazing, man. But I mean, like they said, they locked in at 27. So I mean, it's like really a crapshoot. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't really say, oh, yo, the Knicks are gonna get this guy at whatever. But I mean, it's a crapshoot. Because I mean, like, look at these guys. Tyler Terry. I think Tyler Terry actually was pretty good. I've seen him play a couple times, but he's not really like too great of a passer. What's another guy? Oh, Kira Lewis. Kira Lewis from Alabama. I've seen him play a couple times. He's pretty good. Who else we got here at point guard? RJ Hampton. He's another dude. Playing over there in Australia. He's another guy that down at 27. I think he'll probably fall down to 27, because, like I said, we don't have any workouts, so there's nothing to really go off. So I think a dude like RJ Hampton, he might be available down there at 27. But you got to be careful with teams like San Antonio or whatever, because that seems like a player that San Antonio will pick. But San Antonio doesn't even have a late first round pick now that I'm looking at it. So it's interesting, man. Where was I'm sorry, San Antonio's pick number 11. I know I was bugging out there. Yeah, man, but what's going on here? I wouldn't even know what to do. But if you get down that far, you really have to do best player available. So I mean, I would hope, say, best case scenario. If you were tuning in before, I actually was able to get the Knicks into the number one spot there. So on the first click. So if the Knicks were to get the Ball brother, Melo Ball. If they were to get Melo Ball, then the point guard spot is already locked in. And we already got RJ Barrett, but RJ Barrett to me should be a small forward. I'm not a fan of Kevin Knox. Kevin Knox still doesn't have a position, still hasn't established himself as like a real NBA player yet. So like you hope to do that will get better with all these developmental coaches that we got. But if he doesn't pan out, man, and he ends up being like a sub or a spot starter kind of guy, then I would slide RJ Barrett to the 3, and then now we have a gaping hole at the shooting guard spot. That we gave up for ISO Zoe. ISO Zoe, to me, we should have developed him to be the shooting guard. So that's all part of something that's just probably bigger than all of us. Nobody really knows what really happened. Same thing with KP. We talked about KP a little bit earlier. We really don't know what was really going on with KP situation. Outside of rumors and stuff that the media was saying, and stuff that trickled down into the security department and some other office departments, whatever that I'm aware of. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it's no hit on there. We're grown people. Let's not talk about rumors. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, we can't really deal with that. So back to this 27 pick, man. Like we just basically got to pick best player available, and we're gonna need help some youth with probably with a big man or like a skill player. We're definitely gonna need like at the 27th pick. We kind of need to pick the best skill player available. So I mean, some of these names here, they might fall. So Tyler Bay in Colorado, I've seen him play as well. He's decent guy, decent kid. But I mean, these guys are so light, man. Like 216. They got another center here, but he's 265. That's Vernon Carey for Duke. I mean, let's click this guy, man. Do they have a picture of him? I think this is the kid that's like real sleepy. He's actually really skilled, and like other drafts, he might have got drafted. He would be ranked a little bit higher, if it was a different kind of draft. But it just isn't. You know what I'm saying? So let's all right, they do have a second round. So Tankathon, let's check out their second round. The Knicks are actually going to pick number 38. Do we have two this year? I don't see they're having us two. So I don't think we have two. We just got the one this year. So they have us taking Cassius Stanley. So all the mock drafts for like the longest, they've been having Cassius Stanley, at the shooting guard for us, man. That's like another like kind of like best player available kind of thing, or like a project, because Cassius, he has all the skills. He reminds me of J.R. Smith a lot, but he just needs to be like reeled in. You know what I'm saying? He needs to be, pulled in or whatever. Because I mean, right now as a freshman, they got him as 21 years old. That's pretty old for a freshman. Especially somebody that's not so developed in his skill set. It's kind of bugged out. That's interesting too. I want to look into some of his information, offline or whatever. You got Aduko Azubuike. I mentioned him earlier too. I kind of like him the way that he plays. He's like a kind of like an old school kind of big man. I'm into the old school big man. This dude, Michigan State. I don't recall seeing him play too much, but I'm looking at his assists. He's a good passer. So I mean, like all this stuff is like a crap show. I'm not really like so like in love with any of these players. It's a shame because we didn't get a chance to like really see these guys in the NCAA tournament, whatever. So usually in the NCAA tournament or like conference tournaments and stuff like that, these names tend to rise. A lot of these different names. So let's say like a dude like Cassius, he might jump because Duke is always on TV or whatever. So his stock might jump. A couple other guys here too, man. Some of these guys I'm not really too familiar with. But like I said, a lot of these guys are real light in the ass, man. Big men that are like, 215. It's like, I really don't like that, man. But second round, you're gonna see a lot of like a theme here. You got a lot of guys, 22 years old, 23-year-old seniors, and Miles Powell. I feel like he's been around forever. All these different guys here. That's gonna be a theme in the second round. You tend to get all these upperclassmen, or just older people. Like I mean, Cassie, that kind of bugs me out. 21 years old and he's a freshman. Yeah, man. So that's stuff to look forward to, man, with this draft. But I mean, I know it's exciting, man. But I mean, that lottery is really the Melo Ball sweepstakes because that's really the only guy that I really want. So let's take another peek here at the chats. Still nothing going on over there, Sportscaster, and still nothing going on over here on the regular chat. All right, so we're gonna segment down into who I would want. You know what I'm saying? Like let's how would I rank these players? So I mean like rank these players for the Knicks, who I think the Knicks should draft. So anyway, just looking at this here, I'm looking at Melo Ball. Melo Ball is my ultimate there. So if you get to that number one pick, that's the guy that I want. Anthony Edwards. I mean, like if Melo Ball's not there, I think I would want Denny over Anthony Edwards because, like I said, I'm not really a fan of Anthony Edwards. I know he averaged 20 points a game. Like I said, five rebounds, 3 assists, whatever. But to me, that's RJ Barrett. I don't really want another RJ Barrett because we already got RJ Barrett. You know what I'm saying? We need somebody to pass the ball. So having two guys that basically do the same thing, looking for the ball in the same spots, whatever. Maybe Anthony Edwards is more of a traditional shooting guard, more closer to a shooting guard than RJ is. You know what I mean? So it's not like they wouldn't have a position if we were to draft him. But I'm just not a fan of his, man. So I would put Denny first over Anthony Edwards. So I got LaMelo Ball, then I got Denny. Then I guess I would put Anthony Edwards after Denny, and then Obi Toppin. Obi Toppin probably would be the next guy after that. So after those guys are done, then like I said, Obi Toppin, and then I'm just looking at some of these guys. I'm not really a fan of them. I mean, on Yika, I hate trying to pronounce his name, and I hate that I'm screwing it up so bad. But he would actually be a good pick for me. Right next to Obi Toppin, man. So people debate that, like, who's the better prospect. But I wouldn't be mad if we got either one of those two. I'm also a fan of Devin Vassell, like everybody else. I feel like he has potential, but he didn't really put up like such great stats. I know I see the blocks, 1.2 blocks. At 6'7", but I mean, what is he? Is he a shooting guard? Is he a small forward? Is he gonna bulk up and become a different kind of player? That's something that you got to see as his career develops. But Aaron Naismith is also a good player, Vanderbilt. Sadiq Bey is another guy that just starting to really talk about more. Like I said, Precious Henderson. Excuse me, Precious Henderson. That's actually an old friend of mine. Precious Chiwa. RJ Hampton is another guy. RJ Hampton to me is like an X factor. I feel like he's gonna drop. Like, I mean, if he drops as far as 27, Knicks got to pick him up. But if he drops, he's gonna go to like one of these older teams, and he's gonna have a chance to really season. Like, so, I'm looking at Boston. Boston is a team. Let's say the Bucks is a team that would be like crazy for him to go to. Because when I think of RJ, let's see, do they? I don't think they have comparisons on Tinkathon. But I mean, sometimes when I see RJ Hampton, I'm thinking of Westbrook. Like a slightly less athletic Westbrook. So but still, like, could fly up and down the court like a crazy person. Has great handle. Still a high flying dunker kind of person, but just doesn't have that crazy edge that he has. But he's very close. You know what I'm saying? So I could see RJ Hampton developing into something more than we shown. But he's gonna be drafted by teams like, say, like, look at Portland. There. They got Orlando Magic drafting him here in this mock draft. A team like Dallas, would be good for him. Miami would be. I mean, that if he was available, and I think Miami would definitely pick him up. Some of these teams here, they would be really lucky to get a dude like that, because there would be no pressure for him to play well right away. There's somebody that they can play in the G League, and possibly just keep him as like a bench guy to develop with the playoff team that they already have. So that's interesting. That's I can't wait till we get to the point where we're not talking about the lottery anymore, and we have guys that are like, we have a team that's like down here in the 20s, where if we're going to be talking about getting like a veteran or a project, a first round project to just sit on the bench and develop while our main guys are already good. You know what I'm saying? I can't wait till we get to that point in our Knicks careers, man. Because I mean, it's been a long time, man. I know you Knicks fans are thirsty for some action. Yeah, man. So what else is going on here? Kind of running low on ammo over here on this screen. Running Hide keeps coming in and out, but thank you, man. Thank you for, like I said, a couple guys here that just started following the podcast. I really appreciate you guys. Once again, Wizards Warrior with the 50 tickets, awesome, man. Sportscaster, they have an option to for people to give gifts and stuff like that. So that's actually a way to monetize on with their platform. So that's kind of dope, man. So yeah, man, I'm just talking about this draft stuff. I've actually been on for a minute, man. It's 50 minutes in. Jesus Christ, can I talk? Yeah, man. So yeah, it's been Evil to Any Star. Like I said, I actually got the Knicks to win the lottery live on my live stream here, man. So that was kind of dope. So for those that missed it, man, please go back and check the replay, and you can see what was happening with that. Then shout out to Suzy Take. He chimed in again. Like I said, I gotta throw feelers out there, man, to see what you're up to, so I can get you on the show. Because we already have a history with the audio podcast. So if I do this, man, let's see if we can chime in with me. Let's get my beautiful face a little bit closer, man. Yeah, like you see me, I got my little Zion Knicks gear here. I got my hat. whatever. The shirt is available on direknicks.com, so you can actually go to direknicks.com and see all my merch and stuff like that. I'm gonna be upgrading the merch, as time goes on, man. Because like I said, everything that you see, all the stuff that I'm doing here, I'm just basically doing it myself. So I'm slowly but surely doing certain things, but I'm basically trying to do everything because I'm having a great time with it. Man. It's just fun. So I mean, like, if you enjoy the podcast, like you might not watch it live, but you watch it on the replay. Share it with your friends, man. Let people know that right up there, even the Any Star host of the Dynex podcast is out here, and I'm doing visual stuff, for you guys to look at. And like I said, I've been doing audio podcasts. This actually will be my 101st podcast because I just did my 100 podcast the other yesterday actually, and this is 101. So like I said, we're gonna be keep on doing you know more stuff with this, man. Like, shout out to Simeon Russell with Nothing But Knicks. We're all part of the Nothing But Knicks network here on Sportscaster, and we're gonna be doing things together, man. So right now there's not really nothing going on. So like the first big event will be this lottery, man. So tentatively right now, I'm gonna be doing a live podcast somewhere, more than likely in Queens, social distancing and stuff like that. So you can't really get close and personal with people. You can't really get inside of a place. But I'm going to be somewhere probably, and I'll do some little live stuff, man, just to check the temperature, man. So if you see me out there, shout, come over. I'm gonna have some stuff to give out. So just kind of like get some solidarity out there with the Knicks fans, and also to promote the podcast, man. So it's Dynasty Podcast. Like I said, my name is Iru the Anistar. This is what we do here, man. So let me put NBA Draft.net back on the screen here. Because like I said, I'm not exactly sure when they started that company, but I know I was doing that. I was messing around with them for so long. I remember back with the internet cafes, man. That's how far back I go. They used to have internet cafes where you had to like pay for a code, and then like you would that's how you would get on the internet. So there was one on in Times Square. I remember from partying. I used to be like, partying, get out the party at like 2 o'clock in the morning, and then on the way home, I would stop at 42nd Street and I would just go to the internet cafe just to get my Knicks fix. And that bugged out because they were like really no there wasn't like really any big smartphones and all that stuff. We had cell phones, but they weren't like smartphones. So you needed an internet cafe. So anyway, I'm just looking at the mock draft. I just kind of wanted to see something here. Devin Vessel, I remember I looked at him. Let me see. I don't see the player that I was looking at, but they actually have player comparisons. Sometimes they're pretty spot on with that, man. So I mean, let's look at our guy here, LaMelo Ball. Who do they compare him to, real quick before we get out of here? They compare him to Sean Livingston. I mean, I get it, but he's Sean Livingston with more flash, He's like old man Sean Livingston with a little bit more bounce, and a lot more flash, So I mean, I ain't mad at it, but I mean, like, I guess before Sean Livingston like blew his like, remember when he blew his knee out, man? He fucking tore it in every direction. I was like so crazy. But I guess you could kind of compare him to that. But Miller Ball has an NBA ready body, so that's kind of like a slight jab. But I get it. I mean, don't cut the shit. Cut the shit. NBA Draft.net with the freaking ads and stuff. Let's do Killian Hayes. What are they saying about Killian Hayes? Killian Hayes, they're saying Kurt Heinrich and Spencer Dinwiddie. Now I totally see the Kurt Heinrich, but like I said, I've never seen dude play like live watching the game. I know you can go on the internet and look at replays and stuff like that, but I just don't, I mean, he has like the current stuff where the guys are doing step backs and bounces and then side steps and stuff like that. That's the wave. So I mean, he could do all the wave stuff. That doesn't mean he's like a good basketball player. I'm just not sold on Killian Hayes. He has a great name, and this, that, and the other, but I really just the Knicks need to knock it out the park. They can't have a dude that's going to be like Kevin Knox. You know what I'm saying? Because Kevin Knox was a guy that we drafted expecting him to be like a guy that's going to casually get better. You know, so Kevin Knox is going into his year 3 right now. So we got to see what's up with Kevin Knox, man. We got to see if he's going to be that player because, you know, he was a baby when he came to the Knicks, man. So we got to see the next stage in his development. Like I'm not worried about RJ. I feel like RJ, like if the Knicks were in the bubble, I feel like RJ probably would have showed us something, you know. So I mean, this is like something that that I'm not expecting to see RJ regress the way that Kevin Knox did, you know. And I'm not expecting you know, like those guys to be like Frank, where he doesn't get better his whole career. You know, I just don't expect that. So I mean, I'm hoping that these guys make that next jump. Like Mitchell Robinson, you see him doing those crossovers, stuff like that. But I mean, I feel like he's playing with his cousins, you know? So I just hope there's like some kind of balance where you can give the ball to Mitch. And it's not just going to be a rim running type of situation. That's going to be like, okay, I got the ball. I can make a quick cut and it come in and bang it. You know what I'm saying? That's something that we need from Mitchell Robinson because of his athleticism. You know what I'm saying? So we just hope that that all of our current young players make that next step. Jared Harper, there you go. Jared Harper is a guy that that's intrigues me. You know, Jared Harper intrigues me, man. So I mean, he's a guy that I'm excited to see too because I mean he might get that starting point guard spot. You never know, man. He might actually get that starting point guard spot away from some of these guys here. Then you know, also too you got my other guy that you know, I can't get his name right this minute, but he was all basically like an all-star point guard in the G League, you know. So I mean, they didn't actually give him like an NBA kind of two-way kind of deal thing, but you know, I'm really looking forward to seeing what they do. I'm looking forward to seeing what all these guys do, man. So I mean, everything is like in the winds, but we'll find out more tomorrow, man. You know, I ain't gonna be able to sleep, man. I'm just gonna be. I know, you know. I'm kind of too old for that shit, but you know, being a fan of a team, man, you're gonna geek out. You know what I'm saying? Because especially now with the way the world is like that, like just to sit here and talk about something so insignificant, you know, it's the best, man. So anyway, we're approaching the hour, man. So we're gonna wrap this up, man. One quick look at Sportscaster, see what's going on over there. Sportscaster's still quiet. Like I said, anybody watching on Sportscaster, look out for the kid. You got some guys on Twitter checking it out, I can see, and then we got some guys on Facebook. One last time before I cut it out, if anybody wants to jump in, just in this chat on the side here, let me know. So anyway, it's been Evil the Any-Star, host of the Dynamics Podcast. As I do on the audio podcast, I say put 4 fingers to your forehead, tuck in your thumb, salute. That's what you do when you see a diehard. That's what you do when you see a diehard Knicks fan, man. You see somebody out there with that orange and blue, you already know what time it is, man. You know, check the temperature. You know what I'm saying? Yo, hey, you a Knicks fan, man? Like, yeah, man. Or you know, usually guys that are not Knicks fans and they just rocking it for the fashion, they'll let you know, nah, man, I'm just rocking it because he matches my sneakers. Like, all right, well, you gotta let them have it, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, don't be out there, you know, perpetrating and faking the funk. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna be rocking the joints, you know what I'm saying? You gotta show love. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, this is Evil the Any-Star, host of the Dynamics Podcast. I'm out. Check me on the replay, and I'll check me on the audio replay as well. So peace, man. Check you guys later.